This is All India Radio. The news read by Minoti Chatterjee. The Prime Minister has said that hard decisions have to be taken to protect the interests of common man and restore investors' confidence in the country's economy. Addressing the nation last evening, Dr. Manmohan Singh said that the UPA government is the government of the Aam Aadmi. Explaining the reasons for recent economic policy decisions taken by the government, Dr. Singh said the difficult decisions were taken to raise the revenues to finance programs in education, healthcare, housing, rural employment, and to generate jobs for the youth. Saying that the world economy, including China, the US, and Europe, are struggling to deal with an economic slowdown, the Prime Minister asserted that India has been able to limit the effect of the global crisis. Justifying the rise in diesel prices and the cap on LPG cylinders, Dr. Singh said that almost 80% of oil is imported and oil prices in the market have increased sharply in the past 4 years. About the cap of 6 subsidized cylinders per year, Dr. Singh said actually only this number of cylinders are used by the needy people. He said that the price of kerosene was not touched as it is consumed by the poor. The Prime Minister said that though the state government are free to decide whether they want to allow FDI in retail or not, he however cautioned that one state should not stop another state from seeking a better life for its farmers, for its youth and for its consumers. 22 illegal Bangladeshi migrants who had entered Manipur to work as labourers have been sentenced to 2 years' imprisonment by a local court in Imphal. The Chief Judicial Magistrate of Imphal East District passed the order yesterday after hearing the case filed by Porumpat Police Station. 2 children who accompanied the 22 illegal migrants have been sent to a juvenile home. The State Home Department has been instructed to take up proceedings for deportation of the foreigners after completion of their prison term. The Guwahati High Court has directed the Assam government to file a report on steps taken by it to protect the state from illegal migrants. Hearing a PIL, the division bench of Chief Justice A.K. Goel and Justice U. Bhuiyan directed the State Chief Secretary to file the report by November 19th. It may be recalled that Assam government will publish a white paper on the implementation of the Assam Accord on the 7th of next month. At least 3 suspected militants were killed when a US drone targeted a car in Pakistan's restive North Waziristan tribal region today. Officials in Islamabad said the drone fired missiles at the car in Datakhel area. Drones continued, however, over the area after the strike, causing tensions among local residents. The Datakhel area has witnessed numerous drone strikes in the past few years. Afghan and US officials describe North Waziristan as a safe haven for Al-Qaeda and Taliban elements, including the Haqqani network. The US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has reminded Islamabad that all sovereign nations carry certain obligations, like preventing threats to neighbors and the international community. She said the US supports Pakistan's sovereignty, but it is clear that Islamabad has obligations to protect the human rights of their citizens, control their territory, prevent threats to their neighbors and the international community. Ms. Clinton was speaking to reporters at a joint press conference with her Pakistani counterpart, Hina Rabbani Khan, in Washington. Clinton's statement came as Khan, during her current Washington trip, called for an end to the drone strikes, alleging that they violate Pakistan's sovereignty. At least 4 people have been killed in the Libyan city of Benghazi after military police and protesters took over several militia bases. The violence followed a day of protests by tens of thousands of citizens demanding an end to the armed groups. The bases include the headquarters of the Islamist group Ansar al-Sharia, suspected of involvement in an attack on the US consulate in the city. The deaths occurred during a standoff at the base of another group. The UN Security Council has called on Sudan and South Sudan to reach an agreement on a range of outstanding issues between them. These include the oil and border demarcation files and the affiliation of the disputed oil-rich area of Abyei. In a statement, Germany's UN Ambassador Peter Wittig, President of the 15-Nation Council for this month, said the members of the Council strongly encourage the negotiators to continue intensive work to resolve all remaining issues outlined in Resolution 2046. Hosts Sri Lanka will take on South Africa in a Group C match of the ICC 2020 World Cup Cricket Tournament at Hambantota in Sri Lanka today. The match will begin at 3:30 p.m. IST. In the other match, Australia will clash with the West Indies at 7:30 p.m. IST in Colombo in Group B fixture. And that is the end of this news bulletin.